Novel Tea with S&B is a show about two sisters-in-law who share their love of books and tea.
Sometimes they read together, sometimes not. Sometimes horror, but mostly smut.
They review and recommend the books they've read and chat about other fun topics too.
Don't worry, they won't spoil anything, and if they do, they'll warn you.
Also be warned, this show is not for kids or for anyone who might be offended by horror or sex talk, or both.
Looking at you, Mom.
Hello, and welcome back to Novel Tea with S&B, the book club with a podcast. I'm your co-host, Bekk.
And I'm Stephanie.
Today we have an absolute treat in store for you as we take a deep dive into our 2023 Reading Wrapped, along with our standard segments of Tea of the Day and KU Cringe. So grab your cuppa, find a comfy spot, and join us on our bookish journey.
But before we dive into our 2023 reads, let's not forget our traditional Tea of the Day segment. So today I am drinking the English Tea Shop's Peppermint Candy. It's one for my advent calendar. I didn't get to. So it's peppermint herbal tea and green tea with orange, cinnamon, roasted chicory, and vanilla. And it's super yummy.
Where does the peppermint come in? Did you say peppermint?
Yeah. Peppermint herbal tea and green tea.
Oh, okay. I don't like peppermint. But the rest of it sounds great.
Oh, yeah, you don't even like the smell of it, huh?
No, it makes me sick.
What toothpaste do you use?
Well, okay, so toothpaste is really hard to find. There used to be this orange toothpaste, and it was just the best toothpaste, but Crest stopped making it for who knows why. There's even like a Reddit thread of it. Like people try to get it back. But I just
you know, like cinnamon, or do you just power through it?
I just power through it. I just 4 minutes a day, you know.
Yeah, the orange. So it's not the orange. Have you had the Arm & Hammer toothpaste? It's like orange and white when it comes out.
No,
it doesn't taste like orange, but it's not very peppermint. But I can't explain what it tastes like, but it's really good. And what I like about it is it like foams up a lot. Like you really, like a good lather. It's just like in your hair, and it just feels like if I use a shampoo, and I know it's just a chemical in it that makes it lather in your hair. That's not necessary, but I like that feeling. So it's like that with your teeth. It makes a lot of whatever, but foam, I guess. But it makes your teeth feel really clean. It's by Arm & Hammer. I can't use it because my teeth are super sensitive. I have to use Sensodyne because I'm old and my teeth are sensitive now. But I used to use that stuff like religiously, so you should check it out.
I'm gonna have to look for it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Did you use the kettle?
I did use the kettle. So I got a kettle from Bekk for Christmas because she's so sweet and she was embarrassed of my microwaving.
I was not.
I was.
I just don't want to be made fun of anymore.
So I hadn't used it yet because there is this coffee that I just came back from California. I was visiting my brothers in Bekk and my other brother's girlfriend Belen, and they had this coffee they introduced me to, Cafe de Olla, or something. Oh my god! So I'm obsessed with this coffee now. It has like cinnamon and brown sugar in it. And you don't need creamer. And I've heard so many people say that, like, oh, try this coffee. It's so good. You don't need creamer. And I drink it. And I'm like, yeah, it does. But
better.
Yeah, this stuff is so smooth and so good. It's kind of pricey, but it's so good. So I bought some and I've been drinking that nonstop. So today I'm like, ooh, I get to use my kettle, make the tea. So I made it with the kettle, and it was exciting because it was like quicker than the microwave, pretty much. And it was fun because I could watch it because it's clear. It's got a pretty glass one. And I just like watch it, blah, blah, blah. It was really nice.
What color is the ring?
Red.
Red, okay.
The light, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's red.
I didn't remember. Mine's blue, but...
Oh, I mean, I like it. Red is pretty. It's pretty. So anyways.
That's good.
Yeah, it was super fun. So what did you drink? What did you drink?
So I am drinking the rest of my Twinings Christmas tea. It is a black tea with cinnamon and cloves.
Yum.
It's pretty good, yeah. But I have like 4 more bags of it. I'm kind of over Christmas at this point, but
yeah.
I'm gonna drink it.
Yeah, you don't want to waste it for sure. Yeah. Cool.
I saw. We gave away, or did you give away tea in your packages?
I did. I gave everyone one packet. I think you gave everyone 2.
Oh, I just want to get rid of it. But there was one that was called like Lady Earl, and I wanted to try it so bad, so I'm gonna probably like go and find it.
Yeah.
Instead
I
of
just gave away some kind of like chai spice tea.
oh yeah, like for Christmas.
It's so good. Even though I sent it all my stuff late, but
That's fine.
I got
My
sick on
stickers came up
Christmas.
late.
It was this whole freaking thing. Well, yeah, and then I was sick on Christmas, and then when I got better, I had to like do all the things, and I think your stickers probably came late because like it's Christmas and the mail is just slow that time of year, unfortunately. Because usually, I mean, you're a state away. Usually, it's really quick. So,
well, even my my like Amazon packages are showing up later than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's just 'tis the season,
right?
Yeah. So you want to tackle our first KU cringe assignments from last Thursday?
Yeah. So we both read 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tackle Snowed In with a Dragon first.
Okay.
That was the one that I think you were the most excited about because it said something about just enough time to read while your pie is in the oven.
Yes.
It was so cute. It actually was cute. I think my like one and only complaint about it is that like there's this like you were expected to know like parts of the story or like the lore of it, and it just like flung it at you. And I checked, there's no other book, so I'm not reading part 3 of a series. And it's like something about of course it was Damon. I'm like, oh yeah, of course it was.
Yeah, duh.
Of course he's a dragon. Yeah, you're right. But
that's funny.
like there's an academy, there's like a fated mates, there's like a breach.
Oh wow.
Like what when did this breach happen? What?
Oh my god.
But I mean, other than that, I loved it. It was fun. It was cute.
It was cute. It was pretty short too, right?
Yeah, it was like 80 pages.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I got it done.
That's
I read
good.
it on Christmas Day.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, perfect.
I know.
That's
cute. Was so cute.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. How was your
So I actually read COVID Clause first, but I'm going to start with Groped by the Grinch because, you know, you got to save the best for last because COVID Clause was wild. Anyways,
I'm so excited.
Groped by the Grinch was ridiculous. Naturally, she is on an assignment to decorate for the holidays, and she sees the Grinch, but only she can see him and hear him, so nobody else can. And like his presence causes, like she's working at the store, and she'll hear him or whatever, and she'll start like taking off her clothes and touching herself. And she's like, "Oh wait, I can't do that. I'm in a store." It's so dumb,
dude.
And he can like read her mind. So he's like, "Oh, if you have sex with me in the storage room, like I'll be happy, and if I'm happy, then the holiday spirit will be here." It's so dumb. So she's like, "Okay, I'm in." Yeah, so he like convinces her to do it, even though she already wants to because he can read her mind, so he knew.
He knows,
and
yeah.
His green appendage is covered in twinkling white and green pearls. I'm like, he should probably get that checked out. What the hell? He probably should. Here?
He needs to see a doctor.
And the pearls swirl around while they're having sex. So, and she also goes down on him, and it explains his green, hairy
appendage.
Pearl covered penis. It's so gross. I mean, it's comical, but it's still like, oh my, like it's, of course it's over the top, but
you're right.
I mean, you look at the cover and you know it was terrible, but I wish I kind of would have started with that one because I cannot wait to tell you all
I'm so excited.
and you about COVID Clause because I have quotes from the book. It is so funny.
Yes.
It was hilarious, laugh out loud funny. So please tune in to our next Thirsty episode, which will be next week, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you'll hear about that. And you're going to have to listen because it's hilarious. It's a good one. It's a good one. You guys will be laughing.
Yeah. We'll give each other our assignments then too. That'll be fun.
That makes sense. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's, what part of Grinch lore does that actually like? I don't think it matches at all.
Not even a little. I mean, he's green.
That's it.
And he came out during Christmas time.
Hooray!
I mean, he makes a reference to his heart being
two sizes
too small, but
other than that,
yeah. And it's like in contrast to his, which is huge. Of
Yeah,
course.
well, of course.
I mean, obviously.
It's not a romance without it being
over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
Which
it is
just sounds
green
painful,
and
right?
hairy and covered. Yeah.
Hairy?
He barely fit. And I'm like, oh, no. Or when they talk about the length.
Yeah. I'm like, I have a cervix.
Length is not, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
That we don't do.
You're right.
But anyways. So, next is our 2023 wrap.
Yeah.
Yay.
So I think we overtook the Spotify Wrapped. So it's going to be our 2023 Goodreads year in books. Let's start off with our statistics. So I read 67 books this year with 21,667 pages.
Yeah, that's so amazing.
I don't know about that. We'll
That's
get to
amazing.
It's pretty okay, yes, but we did read a lot of KU cringe, and
yeah,
we'll get into like how we feel about like the books we read this year too.
Yeah.
And like next week is going to be more of our like 2024 goals as far as like, well, okay, this year I felt this about these books, so maybe next year I'm going to do this or whatever. So
yeah.
What about you?
I am very proud of my 52 books that I read. So 52. And it came out to 18,030 pages. So for my first full year back in reading, I think that's pretty damn good.
That's what I was going to say. For
Yeah.
it being like, you just getting back into it. 52 is actually pretty amazing.
Yeah.
48 is about 4 a month. So 52 is even, wow.
Yeah. It's like there's 52 weeks in a year. So it averages out to 1 book a week. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
My goal was 25. So I like way surpassed it. Because again, I set my goal really low because I'm like, I don't know.
Right. If I'm going to be, yeah.
Yeah. And then this podcast has helped me read more. But it's a great thing. It's a good thing. Because it's fun to have like a hobby and something to look forward to. So yeah, it's wonderful. But all right, so let's talk about the biggest book we tackled this year.
Okay. I'm really disappointed in mine. My biggest book was Pucking Around by Emily Rath. It was 756 pages.
Oh my God.
And it is a Why Choose Hockey romance.
I don't remember it being that long.
Oh, it was so long.
Holy cow. That's a long
romance. Dude.
Like hockey romance. But
well, I think it's because it was 3 boys, so each one got like
their own like section. Yeah, okay. Mine was Nightfall, which is the 4th book in the Devil's Night series, which is dark romance, and it was 752 pages.
That's also kind of crazy.
It was about one couple. So each of the books are about a couple and how they get together. They're all friends. Well, the boys are, and then you find out how they get their girl. Whatever, it's this whole thing. But that was the longest one in that series, and it was huge. But I finished it really quick. That series.
You just gobbled that up.
Yeah, I read that early in the year, and I was just. I was like, I wasn't getting any sleep because I'd be reading and look at the clock. I'm like, oh shit, I need to. Yeah, so
it's 3 a.m. already,
and that's what I just started reading. Dark romance. So. Oh, it was just so fun for me. So yeah, 752. Pretty long.
Yeah, I think that's like right before we actually started the podcast too, because I think you were talking about it very first episode.
I was, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. And that's the series that I sent somebody one, so that's really
did.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent that out. So I hope she enjoys it because it is. She has 6 books to read. So there's 4 novels and 2 novellas, and it's a lot. But it's I loved it. It's really good. So
yeah,
for sure.
What was your shortest book?
So mine was a KU cringe assignment, and it was Her Alien Ghost, and it was
it was a recent one.
Yeah, and it was a 90-page paranormal rom-com. So yeah, that was a pretty good one. I do remember it. And what was yours? I already know.
I don't know. Maybe it was Squeak, an Omegaverse balloon animal shapeshifter romance of 54 pages. There's a part 2, by the way. It's the Squeakle.
No, it's not.
I think it's called Squeal,
Did
but
you
it
make
is
that
the
up?
squeak. No,
Oh,
I would be so proud of myself if I did, but no.
you're a fucking genius. That's so good.
This
But
big brain
we talk shit on this book and like it got a low rating, but like how often does it come up?
all the time, dude.
And every time I see balloon animals, I think of you. I even bought you one.
I know.
I found it was a little ornament. I think we've talked about it.
I found earrings too that are balloon animals. I didn't get them, but
You should
I'm
have.
like, dude,
You're thinking about it now.
if we ever
Might
do
go
like a
back.
meetup, I'm gonna have to get the earrings and then the Mothman earring too.
Oh yeah, those those are cute. You need to get
Those
them off
those
that
were
one.
cute. Yeah.
Super cute. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny. So how about your average book length?
I think it's pretty average, 323.
Yep, mine's
Yeah.
346. So
Yeah.
similar.
I think anything above that is just again very overwhelming and like I don't know. I get like
Yeah. Yeah.
really the book I just read, the Arc, it was like 750 pages and that was like
Holy shit.
like daunting almost. I'm like,
yeah, it's just a lot.
Mhm.
I like the I mean
I
once
like
in a
shorter
while,
books,
but I like shorter books too.
like 300 pages and then like
Yeah.
shorter chapters.
But that's one thing that sucks about fantasy is they're always so goddamn long.
I know.
I'm reading a fantasy now. It's long as shit. It's great, and I'm loving it. And so far, it's wonderful. Hopefully, it stays that way because I have a lot of good things to say about it. But it's so long. But it's so good.
Long. Yeah.
There's a lot of involved, especially with fantasy. So
Yes.
yeah,
What was your most shelved?
Verity, of course.
Yep, mine too.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
and then
with people who shelved it is that 4 million people? Or am I
Yeah.
reading that wrong? Oh my god.
yeah, it's a ridiculous amount.
We need to do like a deep dive of Verity, like so we can talk about the ending, like spoilers.
Yeah, we should, because everyone has their own theories on it.
And like that was what ruined it for me was the ending. So
Well, there's an extended ending, and I didn't read it.
Mm-mm.
I didn't have it, but I heard not to read it. Like that'll ruin the book, so
yeah,
I never
I'd rather
have.
not.
So, and I'm not like. I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it. But I know I'm not a big fan of like her other things. So, I mean, good on
Yeah, it's
Colleen
hard to-
Hoover for yeah, because a lot of her stuff it's just not me. And you know, a
that's-
lot of people love her, and that's fine. It's just not my style. You know?
Yeah.
But I liked Verity. I'll give credit where credit's due, and Verity I thought was pretty good. So
Yeah. I gave it, I think, a 3-star on that.
yeah, I gave it 4 stars. So
Oh really?
yeah, I did. I liked the story. I thought it was pretty good. So
We did talk about it on episode 4.
Okay.
But-
okay. Yeah. If
Yeah.
anybody wants to go take a listen.
Yeah, and if
that was a together read, right? That month.
No. Actually.
Oh, was it? Oh,
no,
shit.
I read it for a Kindle.
Oh, a challenge.
Yeah.
And I only
you're
read
like-
it because Adam bought it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Not bad though. But yeah, if you want to
No.
listen.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And all
So-
of our books will be like any of the books that we've ever mentioned are going to be on our website that you can find at noveltypodcast.com. So in case you're curious about any of these, you can go there.
Yeah, see what episode they're on and everything.
What was your least shelved?
It was Light Kissed by our lovely DB Lee, but that that was like her first book.
Mhm.
So I think her numbers will go up very soon. Love you, DB Lee.
Yeah, we love
But yeah,
you.
yeah, it was that one. What was yours?
Mine was Berserker Devotion, which was one of our
yes.
KU cringe assignments. And
Oh,
only
yes.
32 people shelved that.
Oh my gosh.
I am one of 32 people that have ever read that.
That's funny. That's crazy. 32.
I
and
know.
I found it.
You found it. I'm so
I
proud
did.
of you.
I know you should. No, I'm just playing. 51 people shelved Light Kissed. So
Oh, so more.
yeah.
I'm sure it'll be more like eventually. She's
Oh yeah,
she's
for
good.
sure. She's
Yeah.
just starting off. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we love her.
We do. What was your average rating for this year?
3 stars.
Yep, same.
Yep, that's funny.
Well, I mean, it again, average rating is 3 regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's right down the middle, so
Mhm.
it makes sense. When did you hit your reading challenge on Goodreads?
I was a little late, Well, I shouldn't say I was late because my reading challenge was 48. But I hit it on October 3rd.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
You
October
hit
3rd. That's
Oh, that's the day, huh?
the Mean Girls Day.
Yeah.
He asked me what day it was. October 3rd. Anyways, sorry, I tangent.
No, it's fine.
June 18th. But my goal was only 25 books. So yeah. And then I ended up reading 52. I hit my
You
goal
doubled it.
about half. Yeah, I doubled it. So yeah, pretty good. Good.
Moving on to the good stuff. Our top 5 favorite books of 2023. What were your top 5?
Mine were This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno, Brother by Anya Alborn, The Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent, and The Troop by Nick Cutter, A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher, and my honorable mentions, because I'm going to put them in there.
Yeah, me too.
The Devil's Night series, Penelope Douglas, Nocticadia, Carrie Lake. Those were the best dark romances I have read to date. Really good. And also Krampus, The Yule Lord by Brom. That was also a really good
you
one.
did read that this year.
I read that in January. Yeah. So I really loved the book was great. The art in it was amazing. Like Brom I do want to like collect his books. The stories are great and the artwork's great. So it's like you want to buy those and you want to have those physical copies because it's just awesome that there's art included in it. Yeah. So what were yours?
Okay, so mine was American Gods by Neil Gaiman, Star of Acre by Andrew Michael Hurley, House of Good Bones, which was by T. Kingfisher, of course, the Underworld of God series by Karina Hale, and also the Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent. A special honorable mention to the Inheritance Games series as well, because, I don't know, I just got really into it.
I feel like I need to read that. I feel like I need to read that one.
You should, but now I'm worried that you're going to be like, Becky, that is cringe. Mom,
no.
Cringe.
Why do you think I'll think it's cringe?
Because it's young adult. It's YA.
That's okay. I read Divine Rivals was
that's
YA.
Right. Yeah, but you didn't like it.
It's okay. I think it wasn't bad. It was written beautifully. I mean, I give the author like mad props. It just that one kind of dragged on, but you said there's a lot of like intrigue and trying to figure shit out in the other one.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of puzzles.
I don't think I would have it's dragging like that one kind of did. Unfortunately, Divine Rivals did. Lots of people love it. Don't listen to me. But yeah,
that's
I just
true.
thought it was a little slow.
I know. I keep saying the I forget what the second one is called, but I see it everywhere.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it's called either. Something like that. Yeah, yeah. Something Vows. Yeah, and everyone's so excited, and I'm like, have fun with that.
Right. No. And I was actually really surprised, tangent here, that American Gods is not my highest like biggest book, because that's a big boy, but I think it's in the 600s instead of the 700s.
Oh, did you read that on Kindle or
I read it on Kindle. I just got, because I only keep, or I buy 5-star books as trophies.
That's right. Yeah.
And I just now realized, because I just got it, I'm like, oh, this thing is huge, actually.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I read this whole thing. Wow.
I mean, but other books have I guess, how did they do the page count? Because there's fonts and I mean all that stuff matters.
That's true.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I think it is different between Kindle and paperback too.
Yeah, not sure though, but
yeah. All I know is the page count, the Kindle with their stupid location on the bottom of the page.
I know.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
I don't know what that means. No. So there's more. We're diving into the top 5 least favorite books as well. After all, reading isn't always rainbows and unicorns. So these books, unfortunately, left much to be desired. We'll give you a heads up on what to steer clear of. Remember, it's all subjective, though, so feel free to challenge our opinions and let us know yours in the comments. So, top 5 least favorite books.
Okay, so I think 2 of these are in our October episode. Awkward in October, Jinxed, Still Beating was pretty bad.
Was pretty bad.
Oh, A Stark Few, and Her Soul to Take.
So I wanted to put Still Beating too, but then I'm like, oh my God, we're going to have like the same things. So mine is No One Rides for Free, because I'll talk about this more in the next episode.
Mhm.
My splatterpunk and my ratings with it. But that one was not good. I mean, oh God, it was just straight into whatever. It wasn't very good. Anyways, A Stark Few, Kid, The Never King, and Her Soul to Take.
Yeah. So I think Her Soul to Take was one of our first buddy reads. Yeah. We both were not the biggest fans of that one, but
No.
I have heard from other
People love
people.
it.
Yeah.
Same with Kid. I don't. Now, most people read, it's not necessary, but there's another book called Hawk, and like
Mhm.
kids in Hawk. So I didn't like it at all, though. People love it and they swear by it. And I mean, I like another book by the author. I like That Sick Love,
Mhm.
which is her, but I just didn't like kids. So, it's like we said, subjective. I mean, obviously things I don't like, people love. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it's just this whole thing. So, who's your favorite characters that we've encountered this year?
I really liked Samantha from A House with Good Bones.
Mhm.
I really, really loved Laura Moon from American Gods, and the October Boy from Dark Harvest. He was a good character. I liked the way they described him. It was fun.
Yeah. I got Damon from Kill Switch. So my main thing with him is his redemption. Like, he gets redeemed, and that's hard to do with me. So he's one of those, the first couple books you just can't stand him, and book 3 you're like,
That's why
you find out all the things, and he's just, and then you kind of like, oh, you have a soft spot for him, even though he's kind of an ass. But anyways, so I like Damon's character development. It was really well done. Krampus from
Yay!
Krampus, the award. He's just, I loved his character and his story, and he just seemed like a cool guy. No,
I know.
he just has a lot going on, and it's just cool to see his side of things, and to really go through his story of everything.
The dude's name, not Krampus, but like the guy that has to end up following him around. I forget what his name, but I really liked him too.
He was cool too. I liked him too. Just a simple man. I liked him.
Krampus is such a good book.
Krampus is really good.
I read it last year, so I can't talk.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. Bekk got me that for Christmas last year. And you actually got one for me, one for my mom, and one for, did you get one for Belen as well?
I did.
Yeah, you got us all the book, and it was so good. Even my mom enjoyed it as well. I remember her telling me she liked it.
I think
and
that's
then
what
I kept trying to get her to read books.
Our book club, quote unquote, is that I wanted to buy everybody a book.
I loved it. It was so cute.
So good.
Yeah, it was a good book though. Really good book.
It really was.
Another one of my favorite characters is Thiago from This Thing Between Us. He's in a very dark place, but gosh, he's just you really feel for him. He became like almost real. That book is really freaking good. It's different, but I really did enjoy it. And then of course Araya from the Crowns of Nyaxia series, because she was badass and she didn't make me roll my eyes. I really enjoyed her character a lot. She was just cool. I just was like, this chick's cool. So she is one of my favorite characters. Yeah,
there's a lot or very little eye rolls, I feel like, in the Crowns of Nyaxia series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for how long it is and for what it's about, and the romance aspect, for it not to have that is pretty
amazing.
Yeah, well written series. So yeah.
So now that we've gone through our 2023 Wrapped, how do you feel about all these statistics? Like how many books you read, the books that you have read, all of that fun stuff?
I feel really good about how many I've read. I think I did really good. Considering my first year back. Like I said, it's been so much fun. I think it's funny though, like with me and you, how similar we were in some of the categories. But at the same time, you could tell by like our favorites that we have some differences as well. It's funny. Like we both like different types of books, but we still have similarities there. I think that's what makes like us being able to talk about books easy, because we do both kind of have similar I guess, opinions when we do read the same.
Tastes, yeah.
Yeah, and tastes and stuff. But it can be different with books that like stick with us and maybe move us a little more. So I think that's fun though. I think that's what makes this fun, is that we can talk about different books to each other, and I'll hear about things that I may have never picked up on my own, and now I'm like, oh well, now that I heard Bekk say all these things, I want to read it, you know? So I think it's been fun. And I feel good about how much I've read and everything this year. It's been really fun. So how about you? How do you feel?
I think I would have felt better about how many I read if they were more enjoyable books, maybe. Like if I didn't read so many. Like before we started the podcast, I read like some weird ones, like I read I'll Be Your Beast. I read like I talked about The Unlikely Event. But I feel like I read a lot of like womp womp books this year.
Yeah.
So I think that's just like moving forward, being more selective with what books I read, because I want to, I like books that are like almost an event. Like this thing changed me so deeply and I love it. Like that's the fun part about reading, right? Is that like you are transported into a different world and like you're having fun and like all these fun things. But when you boil down what I read into like, I don't know, like I read when you knew, and it was just like meh, or like I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of books didn't give you that.
The funds.
But the good feels.
Yeah. But I think that's something that we can talk about the next episode as far as like what our plans are moving forward. So maybe we can like negate some of the bad feels.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I mean, for the most part, like I had fun. Like the podcast has made reading fun because I can come to you and be like, hey, don't fucking read Jinxed. Like,
yeah, because I was going to. That was on my TBR.
I know it was.
Yeah. And now it's not.
It's not, because it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, and I get what you're talking about. I kind of get into that. I'll get into that as well in our next episode, because I've also brought up some things about well, I'll get into it.
Yeah.
About book talk recs and this and that. So yeah.
Oh, that's another thing too, is like I feel like I didn't read. I read a lot of like obscure books, so I didn't get like the community with book talk or our Facebook groups, because I don't necessarily read what's popular. I read like the weirdest shit. I don't know why.
That's like one of my things I'm going to talk about, is how I just been let down a lot by book talk.
Yeah.
And I'll still read them. Oh, excuse me. I'll still read them when they're like, I want to find the more obscure books. But anyways, I'll get into that next episode. So it's kind of funny.
That's something that you can look forward to in our next episode, is what our plans are forward. But yeah, that's how I felt anyway. But
yeah.
What are you currently reading?
I am currently reading A Court This Cruel and Lovely by Stasia Stark.
Yeah.
Stasia. I don't know. Stark. Miss Stark. S. Stark. No. It's 562 pages. It's like a romantasy, and it's book 1 in the Kingdom of Lies series, and I'm really enjoying it right now. So what are you reading?
I just started our read with S&B, The Ever King by L.J. Andrews.
Oh, I'm going to be reading that next.
Yeah. So fun fact, I didn't realize this before we started reading it or picked it. So there's a series called The Broken Kingdoms, also by L.J. Andrews, that is her parents and how they end up getting together. So if you like this one, The Ever King, I would recommend reading The Broken Kingdoms so you can get her parents' story. But I didn't realize that until we started reading this one.
Yeah. And there's a second book to this one called The Ever Queen, I guess. So if we like that one,
I'm just going to end up reading.
Yeah.
I know. January, February, March is just going to be all fantasy, I feel like. Because
I know. It probably will be. It probably will be. Well, I'm gonna read What Moves the Dead. I'm gonna read The Ever King, and then I think I'm gonna read that one because doesn't the second one come out in like February?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get that one. And you bought me that for Christmas too.
I
so I have it.
did.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But it is a little fantasy because it's like a castle and a knight and stuff, so it still counts.
So it's still fantasy.
Yeah.
So much fun. Okay. That's hilarious.
Yes, very fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening to us today. Be sure to check us out on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Again, any of the books that we discussed today will be on our website, and sign up for our newsletter if you want to stay up to date with releases of the podcast episodes.
So that's all for today. I'm your co-host, Stephanie.
And I'm Bekk.
And this has been Novelty with S&B, Thirsty. See you in the next chapter.